Hello, hello. Hi, everyone. How's everyone doing today? Woo! Come on, we can do better than that. Woo! Yeah, okay. We got one more person join. Awesome. Before I give my overview, my presentation, I want to go first and say what I've done and how this is developing into more of a final product, the whole vision of this. So I've been in the Metis ecosystem for over 4 years. I've been getting paid in crypto for longer than that, doing presentations, doing infrastructure, doing activities like coding. I started out in the space as an ambassador coordinator, moved on to being business development, moved on to doing developer relations. In it, there's tons of infrastructure and projects that I've communicated with, tons of ideas, tons of this open source knowledge. I've seen many projects pitch the same ideas over and over in different years. The idea is to take something new and innovative and to make it better. That's the core theme that I've learned across these 4 years. I built a platform, a programmatic influencer marketing platform called Chorus. I've also founded and built the governance platform that Metis, governance infrastructure and platform that Metis currently uses. Understanding fundamentally the infrastructure needs as well as the application needs is primarily what I'm here. So this is just the interface for Chorus. We just distribute bounties programmatically in any ERC20 token. Here's the homepage for CEG.vote, which is the main governance platform, which has over actually the top 10% most activity on Snapshot across all projects in the ecosystem. So we built this into something that is recognizable across the community and the interactions. The core theme for Metis is innovation at its core. Metis' infrastructure essentially speaks this. We're the first to have off-chain data availability when no projects were doing this. Now we have data availability solutions and data availability layer 2s as well that exist. We're the first to have decentralized sequencers, essentially making it so that the user end can be abstracted while still remaining decentralized at its core. You don't need to know smart contracts in order to benefit from decentralization. We are moving forward with the world. We've seen AI grow into this massive beast. We've seen different types of AI models, AI frameworks that have come from this vision. We've seen practical applications and use cases, but we haven't seen this extend to the blockchain space in a way that's reliably decentralized. We are building ETH, a scalable and privacy-first framework for decentralized intelligence. Traditional AI traditionally has outpaced crypto. Tons of investments going to providers in centralized regions that then have closed source algorithms as well as data. We don't know what's going into these AI models. We can't verify what is coming out. So there's an untapped potential in blockchain technology to make this more open and verifiable. So AI thrives with data. We essentially have the Web3 adoption coming from the data availability as well as the integrity of it. We are prioritizing this vision, this aspect, to take what we put into these AI models as the absolute truth. So we're looking at 4 different types of solutions to this problem: data sovereignty and accessibility, privacy, resource inefficiency, as well as the limited decentralized nature of these solutions. We have created a structure to outline how to do this. We are introducing data anchoring tokens, as well as entities called IDAOs, to regulate the information that is being put into AI agents, to make this system a more open and transparent way to see what data is being put into these AI models. We want this to be open and composable. Our idea is that your data is valuable, and as a result, we want to know what's put into these AI models. Just like how we know what's put into the ingredients in the food that you buy, we want to know what information is being put into the AI models that you consume. So we're taking the 4-pronged approach: scalability, privacy, interoperability, and modularity. The goal with scalability is we want to decentralize the compute power of these the AI agents use. We know that compute power is very compute intensive. Right now, only a limited amount of providers can provide those infrastructure. We want to make that more optimized for the general user. We also are looking at privacy. ZK proofs, and I work for a project called ZKM. We're building a generalizable ZK VM, albeit not necessarily focused directly on privacy, but privacy can be added in as an additional feature. Mostly on the data verification, making sure that the data is integral, and later on expanding it into the privacy-preserving use cases. Next is interoperability. We want to make sure that this tool plays well with blockchains as well as other AI frameworks and AI tools. So interoperability and modular design. We know that as a single solution cannot solve all problems, we want to be adaptable to change. And our goal is facilitating this type of vision through these types of integrations. So Aleth has a lifecycle management. You, as the person, are central to this management. You can create, manage execution, as well as terminate the AI agent. We want to make sure that the execution is verifiable and decentralized. So using techniques like ZK proofs, we can ensure that the data that is being outputted by the AI agent is correct. We can also ensure that the execution of the AI agent is correct. In addition, privacy, with the introduction of ZK, you can mask the information that gets put into an AI agent. So therefore, you can take multiple different things and mask them. So right now, identity, ZK TLS is a good example of this, where I don't have to reveal all my information, all my data related to, for example, my ID, my passport. I can selectively choose what data can be used, what data is presented. And that way, we enable other use cases, such as healthcare. And finally, integration layer. We want to integrate with crypto natively, right? No AI tool, or at least the AI frameworks, they have a way to bridge that, but not a way to directly integrate and interface with these decentralized tools. So Aleth right now, the differentiators, why should you use it? We support different types of tools, languages, Rust, Python, TypeScript. Also, we're focused on the performance. In terms of adopting Rust, Rust is a highly performant language. We want to make sure that that modularity is key in it. So in this way, focusing on this high performance, high scalability, as well as the security of your data is integral to what we want to create. We also want to create things that are future-proof, that evolve with the Web3 ecosystem. This isn't just one framework that will be launched with one idea, and just with that, we aim to adapt to what the market needs. Just like how we adapted with off-chain data availability and decentralized sequencing, the same way is that we will innovate and adopt through these future-proof systems. We are integrating traditional AI tools, right, as a stepping stone to that direction. We want to use models that people are using today. We create highly extensible abstraction for this, as well as high-performance inference, and different types of workflows depending on the use case. So, of course, the 4 main use cases, but obviously this isn't the whole list. But the idea is that we can enable other infrastructure to run on this on this overall client. Bots, agents, the different services that will then consume various different types of information, making sure that verifiability is key and data integrity is key. We also, our vision puts the person at the center. AI can help with the advisement. AI can help the person make a decision, but the AI should not make the decision itself. There needs to be some form of a control and barriers. Now, of course, when we institute those controls, we want to make sure that these things are communicated. The idea is that if you launch an AI agent and it does something bad, that means that the person that created it with that intent to do. We want to make sure that accountability towards this AI agent framework is placed, and that there are these bounds and controls. We do have a campaign to increase the different types of usage and of course, the expandability. We've already integrated ELIZA OS as well as LangChain within this framework. We're looking at other innovative integrations as well as use cases for this. We have a couple social groups, but the main one that I want you to ideally scan and go to is the Biddle Hour for Denver, which is actually tomorrow. We have various different types of infrastructure participants who are looking to build on top of this vision for AI and collaboration. Different Oracle providers, RPCs, as well as the core and base infrastructure. We hope that people here, the audience that is targeted, is specifically focused on building the next generation applications. We think that through these workshops, through these builder interviews, we want you to grow from this experience. So our goal with this event is to show what it is to build from the builder's perspective. So highly recommend attending this event tomorrow. Really, really good. Now, I do have some time. I want to demonstrate what exactly it is ETH can do, very briefly. And the idea is to leverage this tool to do more than just what it is that I'll show you. So as part of the initiative for the decentralized, the way for collecting data to operate off of, we have ran a program called Community Verified Projects, where we take feedback from the ecosystem and have the community vote on different projects entering in the ecosystem. The goal of it is to promote every project that comes into the Metis ecosystem with the amount of marketing support that we can provide. You know, that's our goal. But in order to do that, we want to also make sure that this process is democratic. We want to make sure that every project goes through an evaluation process and essentially convinces community members to adopt. We have a number of projects that went through, and as a result, we have been collecting data over all the projects, all the launches, all the various different types of outcomes as well. So we've been doing this for over 3 years, and as I said, we've reached the top 10% of votes directly on Snapshot. So we've gotten a lot of data. We want to iterate potentially over this data and any other make any type of inferences related to this. We want to see what are the outcomes that projects have launched on the Metis ecosystem. How can I adapt my messaging to capture value within, ideally, any ecosystem, right? Not just Metis. How can we take these principles and apply them generally? So right here, I have like a very quick demo. There's an API route, ceg.vote/API/proposals. So over here, we have tons of data related to each and every single project that has gone through the governance process within the Metis ecosystem. So we're plugging this in, and we're just plugging this in to either Claude or GPT-4 Turbo. For now, obviously, we need we need more data, more inferences for additional customized models. But the goal is to take what works already and implement it. And if we run this, we can essentially ask it, show me all of the top performing proposals. That's a very generic way to ask something, but the idea is that we can take data that we already know, that projects that already pass through this system, and we know that it's operating on this type of data. Our goal is to make this data known, and our first step is to integrate it with our governance. And of course, we got like a few responses, and we can change the different type of model to, for example, GPT-4 Turbo, which then gives it more of an oomph for the end result. And as soon as it compiles, and it'll output a result, assuming that my network, my mobile data can handle this request. But yeah, I guess that's the overall overview, as well as a brief demo. Thank you. Do I have any questions, future visions, all these other things? Awesome. He'll be right with you. We got the mic coming.
So you were talking about how AI can't make every decision for us, and that's something I think about a lot, like how much governance can we have with AI? And I also look at the other side of it though too, like how much have people messed up governance, right? So I guess my question is like, where's your focus on what decisions shouldn't be made by AI? And also I wonder how much, I feel like we can make a lot of protocols and smart contracts that can help us do some sort of like conditional formatting to figure those out. And I think it's about just designing it ahead of time. So I wonder what most pressing things humans should be making the final decision on.
Absolutely. Thank you for the question. In terms of how much power should the AI be given? We're thinking of it as a series of humans should be at the center. We want the person to make the decision over what is happening over the processes. There should still be someone accountable and responsible for the decisions that are made. The AI agent can do a lot within advisement, especially when you have the data associated with it. But the final decision should always be made by an individual, by a specific person. Because otherwise, because I've heard that people are creating AI agents and then specifically coding them to rug something, and then what is the legal responsibility? What is the responsibility of the person? If you're not accountable for that decision being made, if huge amounts of losses are put in, then who is, right? And then in that world of an AI agent can just take away all the money, that's not something that we believe would be the future. I think having these barriers, especially with the person being accountable and responsible, is the core set. And I think that's where I'll summarize. Yeah, time's up. Okay, perfect. Thank you.
She winks at the moon.